used to work night shifts, and I had a lot of woods that I rode through, so having a little extra every now and then was worth it.
Now that we have this, it's nice because you can turn around the parking lot a little to get used to it if you want to. But you certainly do not have to.
Say again?
Now that we have this, it's nice because you can tool around the parking lot a little if you want to get used to it.
Oh, this is new?
Yeah. Well, this was a quick trip 3 weeks ago, and then they moved down to the light and opened a new one.
It's probably a little better for customers too, because I could see how new riders would be a little intimidated by parking on the hill over there.
Right, right. And you know, we usually have them leave off of here, but still you're at a weird angle and you go right into traffic, so... yeah, we've got ride modes on this. We've got a rain mode and a road mode. So the road mode is going to be fast throttle, maximum traction control and ABS. Rain mode is going to be the slow throttle, maximum traction control and ABS. This I button right here will scroll you through your screens. So average miles per gallon, current miles per gallon, time, traction control. If you want to turn off the traction control, just push and hold that and it goes off. It comes back on with another push, or if you turn the bike off and back on.
So if I want to use up the rear tire, a few,
if you want to
burnouts.
Pull a few wheelies and do some burnouts, that's how you go about it.
Not going to happen.
ABS is going to go off when you hit about 5-10 miles an hour. Right now it's a computer just
does the same thing on mine, yeah.
Okay. High beam and low beam, boom, we just put you on high beam, low beam, just your finger right there, okay? These are adjustable. Push this out, you can turn them and make them closer or further. Just put you on a nice medium. That looks good. Same way over here. One down, 5 up.
Looks good. All right.
Have fun.
I won't be very long.
No sweat, man.
All right. Trying to remember. Yeah.
Just take you right out.
Guess I'll just go down to Nolan and then turn left, and then he's off Sterling, which is right near there.
Okay. That's cool.
Just want to show it to him. And
yeah. See what he says.
Have him sit on it. See what he thinks, and if it looks good, I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, man.
All right. Hey there, Boogie.
What's going on?
Come outside and check something out.
That's a Triumph. I had that when we lived over there on Woodbury. I had that Triumph Bonneville that you buy that?
Nope, but I'm thinking about it. Wanted to see how it fit you too. See if it'd be something you thought you'd be able to ride. Watch yourself on that pipe. It's on both sides.
Yeah, two tires on that Kawasaki does.
If you slide as far forward as possible, you can get your legs a little closer together too. How tall are you?
5'8".
So you still don't have your heels down, do you?
Well, I'm afraid because of the exhaust. I can put my heels.
Yeah, you're about 6 inches from the exhaust on both sides.
Yeah, I felt so comfortable with that Kawasaki. The handlebars, the way it sat, it was just, it was comfortable to ride.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, But back when I was younger, when I rode these Triumphs, all you thought about was speed and everything else, And they still do this dual exhaust on both sides.
Yeah. This is a blacked out version. I'm not crazy about all the chrome. I'm not sure how you feel about chrome. Some people are big fans of it.
Now, would they call it a V-twin or not?
It's a parallel twin. They have two different sized engines. They have a 900 and a 1200. This is the 1200.
That's a 1200 cc.
Yeah, it makes about 86 horsepower, I think.
See, that's equal to the 1200 Sportster.
Yeah, except I think this makes a little better power. And this bike weighs, I think it weighs, I think with the tank of gas, it's like around 500 pounds.
Probably a little more than that because my Kawasaki weighed 500 pounds. That's a good looking bike. Is it new?
It's barely used. It's got like 3,500 miles on it. So the price is really good. It's practically brand new, but it's a whole lot cheaper than new.
Well, new, they got to be around $11,000 or more.
Yeah, I think this one new, or the 2019 or 2020 models, I think are in the 13s, but this is a 20.
Because of the engine size. If you get like a 750, people don't realize engine size makes the price of the bike.
Oh, sure.
Just like on cars. The bigger the engine, the more it costs.
You wanna sit on it with your feet on the pegs?
No.
Since it's on the center stand, it's not going to go anywhere.
No, but I remember that Triumph. I don't know if you remember when we rode down to Sedalia, me, you, and your mom. Rode back with somebody else.
Oh, is that when you crashed? When you got hit by that car?
Seat comes off easy like my car.
Yeah. Mom wants something that has like a passenger backrest, and I checked. They've got a nice size padded backrest, plenty of seat for her. So I'm looking for something that is good for riding a passenger and something that you think you'd want to ride. I know you. I was asking you before, like, if you had access to a bike, do you think you'd give it a try again?
Well, there's days that that I wish there's I'm out here and I always had my bike in the garage and I wanted to hop on it. What's good about a bike, you want to make a quick jaunt somewhere, it's just more fun to jump on it than jumping in your car and driving somewhere,
Yeah, they make some real handy bags that they just leave them attached and you just pop the top off and throw whatever gear you want in there.
But Triumph still has a good name. I don't know if they still make the Nortons or not, do they?
Norton's having some trouble right now.
And BSA,
I don't think BSA is
Vincent Black Saddle.
still doing anything. Vincent, I haven't heard of in forever.
But those were the bikes, you know, because everything, you know, you always had the Lucas lights. Everything had English, you know, Lucas.
Lucas, the Prince of Darkness.
You know,
My girlfriend from high school had an MG.
was that Amber?
Yeah. And I think it was a '69 GT, the hardtop. It was a fun little car to drive, but it had all kinds of quirks and issues.
When you ride this and ride your other one, does it handle? It's got to handle different.
Oh yeah. I haven't even put 5 miles on it. I just rode over here from Engel. Apparently Engel's been around almost as long as you have.
I bought my first motorcycle there at England. I bought that T110, which was it had the plate on the front fender like a police
Oh,
motorcycle.
the sideways plate, yeah.
It was a white, and it was like a police. It was a 650, but I bought it at Ingles. That was my first, and it sat up high, and I was only like 16, 17. And half the time when I rode it, I had to pull up to a corner to be able to stand there and put my foot on the corner.
So what year was that?
Well, let's see. I
Been it.
married Barbara in '65, and it was before then, so it was around '63 or '64.
So this is I guess the successor. They make a 100 and a 120. 100 has the 900cc motor.
I think the one I had was like a 750.
These things has all this electronic. It has anti-lock brakes. It has traction control. Everything's digital now.
Dealer tag on there. Yeah, you took it and you stole it from the dealer.
So it's got like all kinds of info. It's got miles per gallon. You got a clock. Turn your traction control off. It's like the car. Oh, it's got a rain mode. It's got a rain mode and a street mode. So in the rain, it dials down the power and dials up the traction control. I left the stoplight on the way here and just kind of dropped the clutch, and I felt the traction control kick in. It actually made a squeal for a second, like it was going to spin the tire, but it stopped itself like a half second after it started. It just went chirp, and then I could feel the traction control kicking in, and it lights up on the little dash there. It's pretty cool.
That's a good looking bike. You know, I mean, Triumph, like on these game shows like Price is Right and stuff, they still advertise. They still have Triumphs on there, you know. And I knew by the engine size, because if it's like a 650 or less, that price ring, you know, for every CCs, you got thousands of dollars. Makes a difference.
Sounds good. New style Camaro. So Triumph made a big comeback in the late '80s, early '90s. That was when I was actually working at a shop that became a Triumph dealer.
Well, you worked in a bike shop for a long time, didn't you?
About 10 years off and on. And towards the end of that, we picked up Triumph. See, we're a Yamaha, Suzuki, Kawasaki dealer, and then we added Triumph when they made their resurgence in the late '80s.
Look at the shirt you gave me.
Yeah, I
years
saw
ago.
that.
I had to cut the sleeves off because the elbows came out, but it's a comfortable shirt to still wear, you know.
Still looks good. And sometimes people do, give their clothes that look intentionally. Like
Yeah.
some brands actually charge
Yeah.
more to make it look like you've worn it for 20 years.
No, so your mom rides on the back of them?
Well, she likes it, but she doesn't like it on my bike because my bike's a very high performance bike. And even though I go super slow with her on it, she just doesn't feel comfortable. and there's no options for passenger backrests or passenger accommodations other than it's got a nice fat seat. But that's it. She sits up super high because it has a step seat on that one. And
That's like my Kawasaki. It was low. I sat low, but if I had someone on the buddy seat, they'd sit a lot higher.
I always like that because a lot of times with women they're going to be shorter than you anyway, so that way they can actually see the road up ahead.
Yeah, we rode down, the three of us, on that Bonneville to Sedalia, and then a storm came up, and it was a heavy rain. And we met some friends down there, and you rode home with them. We went for the state fair down there, and I rode that Bonneville back in the rain. Oh. Yeah, I had that T110, I had a TR6, and I had that Bonneville.
TR6 is a car, isn't it?
TR6 for
Triumph car? Oh. That sounds like what were the models of their cars that they made? Weren't they a T something?
Yeah. I want to say like a TR3 or something like that, but but Triumph had a good looking. Both Triumph and Fiat and all them had the little
MG. Yeah, it's all kind of similar.
Because at MG I like. Remember it?
Yeah. It was red, wasn't it?
Orange. Competition orange.
So on a serious note, though, if I had something like this, do you think you'd ride it every now and then? Go out riding with me?
No, not that, Donald. I just wouldn't feel comfortable on that. It just sits too high. Like I say, that Kawasaki I had was just so easy to handle.
Okay.
So, it's a good looking bike.
I'm trying to keep you in mind. Something that's good for a passenger and something that's good for Dad.
So it just...
See the clutch cable down there.
I had to get my car, I put a lot of money in it when I sold it. Then I was needing tires. I bought a new battery for $90 before I sold it. And I was coming up, and insurance kept going up every year on that thing.
On your Vulcan?
Yeah. Every year. And I was paying like $180 a year on the insurance.
When I was in my 20s, I was paying over $1,000 a year.
What do you pay now?
But I always had the high performance, racing type bikes.
That bike you have, how much you pay on the insurance for that cost?
It's not much, a couple hundred, and mine's the highest performance category.
So, with getting my frame, my frame had to be fixed, straightened, and everything. It cost me a little over $1,400 for the bumper and the tail lights and the exhaust system and all that stuff, and $800 for the straighten the frame out, and I had to replace the axle.